Yeah. All right, back at it again with the one and only Cale Teshner for
Hey,
another episode on the channel. So thank you guys for tuning in once again to the channel. My name is Ivan. That's Cale Teshner. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do by clicking the link down below. And if you like the content of this video, share it with a friend and give it a thumbs up so we boost it up. All right. So obviously we don't have a topic for today, but there's a lot of people that have been asking, hey, is that, I can't believe, bro, I still get people ask me if they could sell over the phone. It's crazy.
uh-huh.
I still get
Yeah.
it. Like there's still, it's not, I'm trying to explain it to people. It's not anything to do with COVID. I mean, obviously COVID accelerated things a lot, but it's not anything to do with COVID and the fact that people don't want to meet. It's the fact that, selling from a distance is the most efficient way you could possibly sell. Otherwise, you're just driving around, spending your time on where you shouldn't be spending your time, right? Having customers, flake on you, spending money on gas, getting baked in the sun, try and set up
Yeah.
a few appointments. It's not worth it. It's what I'm trying to say. But as a solo pro, obviously, what do you say, bro, to someone like that that's just like a hard believer and they're still in disbelief that that's even possible?
So, I mean, if they're in disbelief, then they can miss out, and that's kind of how it is, right? So here's my thought on it: is to know is to do, right? And so if you're going to sit in disbelief and act as if you know that your way is the only way, but you've never done anything else, well, to know is to do. So I would just encourage you to do it and give it a shot before you go making claims on what's best. But that doesn't mean that maybe people do think it's best that they're in person. I'm not saying that it's whatever. It's all to each their own. But what I do appreciate is the freedom of life, the freedom of choices, the freedom of time that comes along with like a virtual sales environment, especially when people build trust with you over the phone. You don't need to meet people in person for them to really trust you, right?
Yep.
So I mean, so to all that,
I
I
mean,
think
dude,
it's
you've never, let me tell you this. You've never met me and you and I built pretty good trust, I would believe.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
I
yeah.
mean,
And I've got great trust with clients that I've never met over the phone. People who will talk to me for hours on the phone that I've
yeah,
never met in person. We've only ever heard our voices with each other. Uh, and I'll even say this is that when people do get into virtual sales, and I think sales in general, I think this is just a good kind of blanket statement. Everybody wants to like close a deal a day, and I agree 100%. But I also think people underestimate, like they over expect what should happen in a week or a month or a year, but they underestimate what they can really achieve in the day or even that week, that month, that year, right? And I think people have like, I don't know, man. Like I think there's like people get so upset over not being able to control things in sales, right? And they want to close a deal a day, or they want certain kind of they have these expectations in life, right? And it's
right,
interesting to me because it's like all you can do is control what you can control, you know? And I get frustrated too because it's not like anybody is special. It's not like anybody's got some magic dust. All you can do is all you can do, and that's all you can do. And if that's all you can do, then give it the best you got, right? And don't get emotional over results, right? Don't get emotional over action, over doing work. Because I think people I got to close a day. How do I make that happen? Dude, you need like 3, 4, 5 appointments a day to make that happen. You got to counter like no shows, people who aren't going to say
yep,
you know what I'm saying? Like you're not God. You're not. No one's going to say yes to you because you got a good voice, because you smell good in person. So I think people need to have some good expectations that like, first of all, like why are you in sales? Why are you in solar sales? What is this doing for you? What are you achieving?
right,
Right? What is this like? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if you want to debate what's better, in person or virtual, what kind of life do you want? Right? Everybody asks themselves this question: what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Or how do I make money? How do I make money? How do I like? Because that's what I want to do. Ultimately, means is how do I make money? Right? Like, what do I want to do to make money? Like, if that's all you ever ask yourself, and that's all you ever do, you may make a bunch of money, man. But I don't know that you're necessarily going to live the way you want to live. And so I think the more appropriate question is, how do you want to live? Define that. Once you define how you want to live, reverse engineer it, right? Find people who live that way and convince them to teach you, if they will, to do what they've done, right? And whatever that looks like, and it doesn't matter what you need to do to live that way. So if you believe that it's better in person, but the way you want to live is more of a virtual sales kind of lifestyle, then you need to understand that the way you make decisions should be based on how you want to live, aka your values, not necessarily on what you're trying to do, right? Like how you do something should not matter. The guy who created the porta potty was not like, hey, honey, I'm going to be the number one and number two business. Like he wasn't, like it worked. It was effective. It provided value to the marketplace, which allowed him to provide value and quality of life. Time is life. I've been talking about this all the time. Time is life. Money is quality of life. So I think to determine what's better in or out, in person or virtual, define the way you want to live and have realistic expectations and control what you can control.
Right.
And don't get upset over the crap you can't control.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And that's a great point you brought out there. But what I get most of the time, even from the hustlers out there that are just still knocking doors, right? And here's two things that I get, and this is real. I'm not making this up. All right. I talk to a lot of people, a lot of solar guys, a lot of solar pros, right? That are selling solar. A lot of people are still starting out, but those that are selling solar and they're relying on appointments, on appointment setting, meaning they need to go out there to generate their own
like knocking doors and whatnot.
Opportunities, yeah, knocking doors, right? Every single one of them does it because that's the only thing they see at the time, and every single one of them hates it. I get maybe like literally only like 2 to 5% of people that say they love it, and I'm not really sure if they really mean that. I don't meet a lot of people. I don't meet a lot of people that genuinely love door knocking. Okay, they do it because that they do it out of necessity, and they do it out of I don't want to say the word ignorance, but it to an extent it is, right? Yeah. And the second group of people is the people who actually have done what we're providing, which is lead generation. So they set their own appointments, with the leads that we bring to the table, and they don't have to go out there and knock doors, right? They can spend their time, doing more useful things like following up with people. If someone sets you up and they don't show up to an appointment, they have a list of people to call. They don't get butt hurt around it. They know it's just a list, and they're gonna come full circle to the same guy again, and they're gonna follow up with them. And that's just that, right? They see it as a part of the equation, right? And every single one of the people that I'm in contact with, even my own clients that are selling from a distance, they always say, dude, I love this. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, do you love it, bro? You do it right now. Do you love it?
Well, yeah. I mean, again, I think it goes back to define how you want to live.
Yeah.
I want choices with my family, and I want the ability, like if my wife wants to be with her family, well, cool. I like the ability that I can go to Vegas for a month, 2 months, 3 months, however long she wants,
right?
A week, a weekend, right? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I like that. I like having options, because to me, time is the most valuable resource. Time is life. Money is just quality of life. And so for me, I don't care how I make my money. All I care about, all that is important to me, is the quality of my life and how I get to live it. And so I will make my money that is an honest, legal way that doesn't break man's laws or God's laws, so I can live my life. So I love virtual because I can live my life. I'm not stuck on the road all day long, or because I knocked doors for 2 weeks in my entire life. I've never liked knocking, and I've made it work with online lead gen my entire career, because it gives me, again, quality of life. I think people are afraid of the money. They get afraid of, like, they think that they look at it like, if I spend this money, if I don't make it, right? Like, I think that they get afraid of that. And it's like, yeah, but then you're just spending time.
which is
It's
more valuable.
it's two equations, man. It's like, cool. Hey, maybe I spend money and I don't make any this month, but I got a bunch of memories with my kids. Bro, I'm taking those memories to the grave. Isn't that more important?
Yeah.
So for me, define how, I think it comes down to that. Define how you want to live.
Right. No, for sure, man. It's
So,
just
so for me, I love virtual sales because that's how I want to live.
yeah, it gives you flexibility, and you can do it from not only
I
you can
want,
do it from
I
anywhere.
want memories.
Yeah.
I want memories, and I want the memories that money can buy for sure.
Right.
But I want memories.
Right. Yeah, and it's just overall, it's just a good and more efficient way to sell, really, because it gives you. I always say this, and I'll keep saying it because you know what I think about, dude. I think about because there's a lot of people that watch the channel. Okay, they watch the videos, which I appreciate you guys. If you are watching this right now, I love you. All right, but there's a lot of people that watch the videos, but I mean, people can't, I mean, some people will, they'll go to the extent to watch like every single video on the channel, but most people won't and don't, right? And so what happens is I think about, hey, dude, I shouldn't be saying this because I would sound like a broken record because I've said it so many times, right? But the thing is, I've said this time and time again about the efficiency, about being able to work from anywhere, about being able to get a better bang for your buck. If your state, which you currently live in, is a shithole for solar to put your money in, right? Right. I'm not saying there's no potential, but you know what I'm talking about when it comes to
Yeah. Oh
spending
yeah.
money to make money. And so I don't want to sound like a broken record because I say it almost on every single video, right? But the reality is I still get people on the call every day that are asking me about things that I've already mentioned multiple times, that have said that have seen videos of mine. So I'm just like, dude, now I know that things that are really important, I'm going to keep bringing those things up on every single video in the hopes that that will stick with people and they will remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't need to be in person. I don't even get on Zoom. I just do it over the phone. Now, if you feel like you need to be on Zoom, then do what's best for you. But people will buy what they want to buy. As long as you know how to communicate it effectively, they will buy what they want to buy.
Dude, you know what
And so
happened?
don't get in the middle of that.
Let me say something on that note. One of our clients, I'm not going to mention his name yet, but he was we were onboarding a client, and we do an onboarding call like this before every single campaign that we do. And so, dude, he was starting out in solar. You know, I'm talking about the last client that we just signed up and we're working with. Dude, you know what happened? He's a cool dude. This guy, he's a very, very cool guy. All right. And it took him probably, I'm not kidding you, either 15 or 20 minutes to join Zoom. And he's a young guy and he understands technology. Like I'm not kidding you. It took him 15. Now, bear in mind, it wasn't him. He was having like his computer was being slow and all that kind of stuff. But dude, what makes you think that your customer's computer is not slow? Not everyone has a MacBook, okay?
Yeah, not everybody knows how to do Zoom. That's why I do phone calls.
Dude, and exact. So I was like, and the guy's brand new because you're teaching him sales, right? The guy's brand new. I was like, dude, can you see why we don't sell over Zoom? Can you see why? Like, this is exactly why, because I'm having you go through freaking hell.
It's not mainstream enough yet. And yeah, it's like, did you click the link? It's in the email. Most people aren't checking their emails. A phone call, they get a phone call and they don't expect anything else. And it's fine. I've never once had a customer go, oh, I thought this was going to be over Zoom.
Right.
I've never had that.
So what I'm saying is basically the point I was trying to make, which is, I mean, dude, the less friction you have between getting in touch with the homeowner, the more chances of success you're going to have at actually closing them. Because if you don't have the opportunity to present the customer, then you don't have the opportunity to ever close them. So it's
Yeah.
important to even get in touch with them. And the way to get in touch with them is, again, to remove that friction, I call that, right? Which is, and the friction is the 15 minutes that's going to take the customer to join the Zoom call. Dude, imagine if somebody's on the time clock, like they've literally allocated an hour, or let's say 30 minutes of their time because they didn't know how long it was going to take, right? Next thing you know, they've left with a 15-minute window. What are you going to do with the 15 minutes, dude? I mean,
Yeah.
you're going to have to reschedule because they're going to have to leave at a certain point. And
Right.
so, you see what I mean? So it just, it does so much for you and your numbers in sales if you are just making it easier for people to communicate with you, which is obviously you getting in touch with them and not expecting them to be technical savvy and to have equipment like a computer, like a fast computer and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I would even say to that note, man, people make it their process so complicated. Like, look, all you need is a lead sheet to call, a script to get them excited, and a presentation to close. Like, you don't need them to book their own call to get them qualified for the next call. Like, all these, I get it. Like, people want to make things qualified. I get it. Let's get them on the phone and let's qualify them and close them. Let's not, hey, let's book a call to get you qualified, and then we'll do another phone call to make sure that you're qualified. And then we'll do the actual sales call. And then once we get out the sales call, I'm going to get off the phone call and get back to you with a design to then go over the numbers. And then I'll like, why are we doing all this?
Right.
Get a lead, call it, book it, close it.
Right.
3 things: call, book, close.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
so yeah, virtual sales is great, and you have the control. You got the power behind that. And I think if someone's gonna knock it, to know is to do. So go do it, and go see how your life, the quality of your life changes, and then make a decision if you want to knock it or not.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
You know, yep.
Is that a wrap?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good note to end on right there.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you being just watching this video. If you've stayed all the way through the end of it, so I do appreciate you, and I'm sure you do, bro, too. If you want to subscribe, make sure you do so you get notified. Make sure you tick that bell notification on so you get notified every time I post a new video on the channel. If you want to speak to Cale, the link will be in the description box below. Anything sales related, speak to Cale. All right, make sure it's his link, not mine. Mine will be the first link in the description box if you want help with your lead generation process. If you want to make sure that you have leads to call every single day without you having to go out there and door knock, you know what to do. Schedule a link below. And until next time, stay well.
See ya. Thanks, guys.
Take care.